Have you ever realized how a small, vibrant country like Malaysia brings in money and holds its own on the global stage? Malaysia isn't just known for its beaches or amazing street food, it's also a Southeast Asian powerhouse, thriving with a diverse economy that often goes unnoticed. In this video, I'll walk you through the many ways Malaysia generates income from exporting everything from electronics to palm oil to being a tourism hub and leveraging its natural resources and strategic location. Each of these aspects plays a vital role in Malaysia's economic success, and by the end, you will have a new appreciation for how this nation brings in the big bucks. So let's dive into how Malaysia makes money and keeps its economy running strong. Let's start with exports, which are absolutely central to Malaysia's economy. You may be surprised to learn that Malaysia ranks among the top exporters of electronics worldwide. Electronics make up around 36% of Malaysia's total export. Yes, 36%. This means that almost 4 out of every $10 Malaysia earns from exports comes from this industry. We're talking about all kinds of tech products, semiconductors, integrated circuits, and microchips that power your smartphones, laptops, and even medical devices. In fact, many of the chips used in devices from big brands are actually made in Malaysia. Imagine a world without these tiny pieces of technology. It's a big deal. Malaysia is also a global player when it comes to exporting palm oil, which is used in everything from cooking oils to cosmetics and even biofuels. In 2021 alone, Malaysia exported nearly $14 billion worth of palm oil, making it the world's second largest producer after Indonesia. And while palm oil production has faced criticism for environmental concerns, Malaysia has taken significant steps towards sustainable production. There is now a Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil certification, which assures that the palm oil produced meets specific environmental standards. This not only helps the environment but also gives Malaysia a competitive edge in the global market. And then there is rubber. Malaysia has a long history with rubber. Did you know Malaysia was once the largest rubber producer in the world? While that title may have shifted to other countries, Malaysia still plays a key role, especially in the production of rubber gloves, which became even more crucial during the pandemic. At one point, Malaysia supplied around 65% of the world's rubber gloves. These industries combine to make Malaysia an export powerhouse, proving that small countries can have a big impact. But exports are just one piece of the puzzle. Malaysia's income streams don't stop there. Let's move on to one of the most colorful ways Malaysia makes money: tourism. Tourism is another significant pillar of Malaysia's economy. Every year, millions of tourists visit Malaysia, drawn by its blend of cultures, natural beauty, and famous landmarks. According to recent figures, tourism contributes around 15% to Malaysia's GDP, and that's no small number. Imagine how many industries feed off tourism: hotels, restaurants, transportation, and even local artisans who sell souvenirs. In fact, some local studies show that for every tourist that visits, multiple small businesses directly benefit. Kuala Lumpur is a big draw, and one look at the Petronas Towers and you'll understand why. At 452 meters tall, these towers were once the tallest buildings in the world, and they remain a huge tourist attraction. But Kuala Lumpur is just the beginning. Malaysia has other famous destinations like Penang, known for its street art and vibrant food culture, and Langkawi, with its white sand beaches and tropical resorts. Malaysia's government has also invested heavily in promoting the country as a tourist-friendly destination, with campaigns like Malaysia Truly Asia, which highlight Malaysia's unique blend of Malay, Chinese, and Indian cultures. These efforts have paid off, with tourism bouncing back strongly after the pandemic. Beyond economic value, tourism in Malaysia serves as a gateway for visitors to learn about the country's rich history and multicultural society, making it a soft power tool as well. So when tourists come to Malaysia, it's not just for a vacation, it's a whole economic boost for the country. Tourism is thriving, okay, but Malaysia isn't just about beautiful sights and cultural experiences. It's also making big strides in the tech world. Malaysia's shift toward a digital economy is truly impressive. Over the past decade, Malaysia has prioritized building up its tech sector, aiming to become a digital leader in Southeast Asia. In 2020, Malaysia's digital economy contributed around 22% to its GDP, and that number is only growing. Malaysia has set a goal for the digital economy to account for 25.5% of GDP by 2025. That's huge, considering where the country started just a few decades ago. E-commerce is booming here, with platforms like Lazada and Shopee becoming household names. Malaysians are increasingly turning to online shopping, and the government has responded by supporting digital initiatives and investing in high-speed internet access even in rural areas. Did you know that Malaysia has a high rate of smartphone penetration? Around 88% of the population uses a smartphone, which creates a massive potential for mobile-based services and e-commerce. This digital transformation has spurred growth in areas like logistics, digital payments, and even cloud computing. The government's My Digital initiative is a bold plan to encourage more tech startups and attract foreign investment in tech. They're not just relying on homegrown talent either. Malaysia is actively attracting international tech companies to set up offices here, offering incentives and an educated, English-speaking workforce. This ambition to become a tech hub is more than just talk. Malaysia has even created digital free trade zones to simplify cross-border e-commerce. It's a smart move that positions Malaysia as a forward-thinking economy. But Malaysia's strength isn't just in what it makes or builds. There is a big advantage Malaysia has thanks to its location on the map. Let's talk about geography. Malaysia is strategically located along the Strait of Malacca, one of the most important shipping routes in the world. About a quarter of all oil transported by sea passes through this narrow stretch of water, as well as massive amounts of other goods. Malaysia has taken full advantage of its position, establishing itself as a central trade and logistics hub in Asia. Ports like Port Klang and the port of Tanjung Penipas are among the busiest in the region, handling millions of shipping containers every year. These ports serve as gateways not just for Malaysia, but for many countries in the Asia-Pacific region. Malaysia's ports are modern, efficient, and internationally competitive. By building infrastructure like highways and railroads that connect these ports to the rest of Asia, Malaysia has positioned itself as a logistics and distribution hub. The revenue generated from handling, warehousing, and transferring goods through these ports is significant and creates a reliable income stream. Beyond just the ports, Malaysia's location makes it a great place for multinational companies to set up regional headquarters. Think of it this way: Malaysia is just a short flight away from major business hubs like Singapore, Bangkok, and Jakarta. This makes it an ideal location for companies looking to access the fast-growing Southeast Asian market. Location gives Malaysia a huge edge, but there is also something valuable below the surface: natural resources. Malaysia's wealth in natural resources has long been a backbone of its economy. The country has a rich supply of oil, natural gas, tin, and timber, making it largely self-sufficient in energy and a key exporter in certain sectors. Petroleum, in particular, is a major contributor to Malaysia's economy, with the state-owned company Petronas playing a leading role. Petronas isn't just a local player, it's a global energy giant ranked among the largest companies in the world. The revenue from oil and gas not only supports Malaysia's budget, but also funds public services and national infrastructure projects. Natural gas is another valuable export. Malaysia ranks among the top exporters of liquefied natural gas globally. The money generated from these exports contributes heavily to the national income, and these resources allow Malaysia to have energy security, which is a huge advantage in today's economy where energy prices can be highly volatile. Malaysia's government has also introduced regulations to ensure that mining and logging are conducted sustainably, preserving natural resources for future generations. Resources like oil and timber are important, but they are nothing without the people who manage and grow these industries. Let's talk about Malaysia's diverse and skilled workforce. In my opinion, I think that if a particular country or any country wants to be successful and make its economy strong, then it must have a brilliant, amazing, talented, and highly skilled workforce. And Malaysia's workforce is one of its most valuable assets. With a young, educated, and highly diverse population, Malaysia has an edge in many industries. The country has invested in education, focusing especially on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields to meet the demands of a modern economy. Thanks to this focus, Malaysia has a large pool of tech-savvy, multilingual professionals who are attractive to multinational companies. Fun fact, Malaysia has a high literacy rate of over 95%, and English is widely spoken, making it easier for international businesses to operate here. The diversity of Malaysia's workforce also means that there is a blend of cultural insights and language skills that make Malaysia a bridge between Asia and the West. This cultural advantage is something not every country can offer, and Malaysia has made it a strength. So far, we have seen how Malaysia makes money and thrives in diverse industries, but what about the road ahead? Malaysia's future is shaped by a mix of exciting opportunities and significant challenges, and understanding both is key to appreciating where this country is headed. One of the most promising aspects of Malaysia's future is its continued push toward becoming a high-income nation. Malaysia's Vision 2025 plan, for example, outlines ambitious goals for boosting the digital economy, reducing inequality, and fostering innovation. As I mentioned earlier, the government is betting big on tech and digital transformation, and this could be a game changer. With the My Digital Blueprint, Malaysia is setting itself up to attract more tech startups, expand its 5G network, and even delve into artificial intelligence and blockchain technology. This future focus could propel Malaysia to new heights, especially in the fast-paced, tech-driven global economy. Tourism also has incredible potential for growth. While it's already a significant contributor to Malaysia's economy, there is room to explore new markets. For instance, ecotourism is a growing trend, and Malaysia, with its rainforests, mountains, and pristine beaches, is perfectly positioned to tap into this demand. By promoting sustainable tourism and preserving natural heritage, Malaysia could see a steady influx of eco-conscious travelers. Another area to watch is renewable energy. As the world moves away from fossil fuels, Malaysia has an opportunity to invest in solar, wind, and hydropower. The country receives ample sunlight, making it ideal for solar energy production. Transitioning to greener energy sources could not only diversify Malaysia's income streams, but also attract foreign investment from companies looking to support sustainable practices. Did you know that Malaysia is already home to one of the largest solar panel manufacturers in the world? Expanding this industry could further cement its place in the renewable energy sector. Of course, no journey into the future is without its obstacles. Malaysia faces some tough challenges that could impact its growth if not addressed. One of the biggest issues is the growing gap in income inequality. While cities like Kuala Lumpur and Penang are thriving, rural areas still struggle with limited infrastructure and job opportunities. This urban-rural divide could slow down Malaysia's progress toward becoming a high-income nation. The government will need to focus on ensuring equal access to education, healthcare, and technology across the country. Another pressing challenge is political instability. Malaysia has experienced frequent changes in leadership over the past few years, which can disrupt long-term policies and create uncertainty for investors. If Malaysia wants to maintain its growth momentum, political stability and consistent governance are essential. Businesses need to feel confident that the rules of the game won't change overnight. Then there is the issue of climate change. Malaysia's rich biodiversity and natural resources are at risk due to deforestation, rising temperatures, and extreme weather events. These environmental challenges not only threaten the tourism and agricultural sectors, but also put millions of lives and livelihoods at risk. Take the frequent flooding, for instance. It's a growing problem that disrupts communities and the economy. Addressing these issues will require bold action and collaboration between the government, private sector, and local communities. On the global stage, Malaysia also faces stiff competition from neighboring countries like Indonesia, Vietnam, and Thailand. These nations are aggressively developing their economies, attracting foreign investment, and expanding their exports. Malaysia will need to innovate constantly and find new ways to stay ahead, whether it's through better technology, improved infrastructure, or a more skilled workforce. Finally, there is the challenge of brain drain. Many skilled Malaysians choose to work abroad in countries with higher salaries and better opportunities. This exodus of talent could hurt Malaysia's efforts to build a knowledge-based economy. Encouraging Malaysians to stay or even return will require creating competitive job markets, better working conditions, and opportunities for career growth. So Malaysia's future is a complex story. On one hand, there are exciting opportunities in technology, tourism, and renewable energy. On the other hand, challenges like inequality, political instability, and climate change need urgent attention. What happens next depends on the choices Malaysia makes today. So Malaysia's economy is like a finely woven tapestry, with each industry and sector playing a vital role in creating a balanced, resilient, and forward-thinking nation. From the cutting-edge world of electronics and tech to the rich, sustainable palm oil and rubber industries, Malaysia has developed a unique formula for economic growth. And let's not forget the breathtaking tourism destinations, which invite millions of visitors each year, or the country's strategic location along one of the world's busiest trade routes. What's fascinating is how Malaysia has managed to balance traditional industries like natural resources and agriculture with high-tech sectors and a digital economy. This balance has allowed the country to weather economic challenges and continuously adapt to new global trends. Each industry, each export, and each investment reflects the ambition and drive of the people who make it all possible. And speaking of the people, it's important to remember that behind every industry are hardworking Malaysians, from the rubber tapper and the tour guide to the software engineer and the port worker. It's their dedication, their creativity, and their resilience that power Malaysia's economy forward. The diversity of Malaysia's workforce and its multilingual, multicultural society make it a unique bridge between East and West, allowing it to thrive in an increasingly connected world. It's incredible to think that a relatively small nation could contribute so much to the global economy. Looking at Malaysia's journey, we see a country that's deeply committed to sustainable growth, economic diversification, and creating opportunities for future generations. And the best part, it's clear that Malaysia isn't slowing down. With ambitious plans to become a regional tech hub and its ongoing investment in digital transformation, Malaysia is positioning itself as a key player in the future of Southeast Asia. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the ways Malaysia makes money and keeps its economy strong. If you found this video insightful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and reach more viewers like you. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think Malaysia's biggest strength is? Or is there an aspect of Malaysia's economy that surprised you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're curious to explore even more about global economies, check out this video on why Hawaii is so expensive and seemingly reserved only for the 1%. You won't want to miss it. Click the video and I'll see you over there. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.